Right, we're back with another relaxing ASMR quiz, courtesy of Trivial Pursuit. We previously covered the yellow kids cards questions. If you're still there, well, brace yourself for the blue cards, which are the adult questions. As always, there are 6 categories. And I'm going to take 10 questions from each. In order, there will be geography, entertainment, history, arts and literature, science and nature, and sports and leisure. Now, if it seems that some of the questions don't seem to fit into that particular category, then don't beat me up, because I didn't make this quiz. So, 10 geography questions, and I'll reveal the answer a few seconds after. Number 1. What do English-speaking countries call the dish known in France as pain perdu? Pain perdu. P-A-I-N P-E-R-D-U. The answer is French toast. Pain perdu means lost bread. Looks like we have another French question. The French phrase déjà vu translates as already been in English. True or false? It is false. Déjà vu means already seen. Number 3. Name 2 of the 5 Great Lakes in North America. Any 2 of the 5. Right, the 5 are Erie, Huron, Michigan, Ontario, or Superior. So well done if you got 2 of those. Right, multiple choice one here. Which country is the largest manufacturer of wind turbines and solar panels? Is it Denmark, China, or Spain? Answer is China. In 2013, French-American chef Dominique Ansel invented the cronut, a cross between which 2 sweet treats? The cronut, C-R-O-N-U-T. Right, we're thinking along the same lines. I'm thinking croissant and donut, and that is correct. Lovely. Next up, where did King Arthur withdraw to after his last battle against Mordred? That seems a history question rather than geography. Well done if you got this. The answer is Avalon. A-V-A-L-O-N. Next, what international conservation and research area is located south of 60 degrees south latitude? Bit of a mouthful there. The answer is Antarctica. It is not a country, but a protected scientific research area managed by a group of countries. The Golden Temple of Amritsar is sacred to members of which religion? That's an easy one. The Golden Temple. Sikhism. A flower worn behind the left ear at a Hawaiian lua or Luau, party indicates what about the woman wearing it? What I'm going to say is don't try it on with her. It means she's married. And finally, in which modern day country was the ancient city of Babylon? Answer, Iraq. Lovely. Right, are you ready for entertainment? Question 1. In 2005, which rock star's civil partnership ceremony included his pet spaniel, Arthur, among his guests? Answer is Elton John. I think I would have took a wild stab at Ozzy Osbourne there. Number 2. What is the first name of Brendan O'Carroll's alter ego, Mrs. Brown? That's in Mrs. Brown, haven't you? Mrs. Brown's Boys. Answer is Agnes. Next up, which actress went from Doctor Who to playing Queen Victoria on TV? Answer is Jenna Coleman. Right, after leaving Top Gear, which show did Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond and James May go on to launch on Amazon Prime Video in 2016? The Grand Tour. Right, forgive me if I pronounce this incorrectly, which I probably will do. Which director won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival for both The Wind That Shakes the Barley and I, Daniel Blake? The answer is Ken Loach. By what name is the vlogger and author Zoe Sugg better known? That's Zoe Sugg, S-U-G-G. That is Zoella. Which of these men called Marx was not a member of the Marx Brothers comedy act? Chico, Carl or Zeppo? Answer is Carl. Right, what is the name of Samantha's ad executive husband in the 1960s TV series Bewitched? That is Darren. 2 more to go here in this category. What fictional world is explored by gamers in World of Warcraft? Azeroth, Middle-earth or Pandora? Answer is Azeroth. And in which Californian city is TV show The Big Bang Theory set? That is Pasadena. Right, are you ready to jump into history? So we're starting off with a fairly easy one. Which TV chef led a campaign starting in 2004 to improve the nation's school dinners? Which probably ticked off a few kids. Of course, that was Jamie Oliver. Right, a proper history question here. From which king did Queen Victoria inherit the throne? George IV, William IV, or Edward IV? William IV. He was her uncle and had no surviving legitimate children. What is vexillology the study of? Flags, political parties, or coins? Vexillology. Right, definitely not coins. It's a numismatist or something like that. It's flags. Right, I'm probably going to pronounce this one incorrectly. Carol Wojtyla is the real name of which historical figure? Surname is Wojtyla. Wow, Pope John Paul II. Which country has a parliament called the Knesset? That's with a K, K-N-E-S-S-E-T. I assume that's a silent K. Knesset. The answer there is Israel. Which cat was the master of animals in Central American mythology? One of my favourite animals, this one. Think Apocalypto. Think Cayman Hunter. Capybara Hunter. That is the jaguar. What service would you be in need of if you dialed 101? But in this country, it's the police. It's the non-emergency telephone number for local police services. Next, who was the acting leader of the Labour Party both immediately before and immediately after Ed Miliband held the post? Answer is Harriet Harman. What is the Scottish Parliament informally known as in the UK? If the UK Parliament is called Westminster. What is the Scottish Parliament informally known as if the UK Parliament is called Westminster? Answer is Holyrood. There are some tough ones here. Timothy Lawrence married which member of the British royal family? So, is it Anne? Or is it the other one? Actually, it's Princess Anne. And we are now on to arts and literature. Which letter appears on a standard QWERTY computer keyboard between I and P? The answer is O. What is the name for two words that are brought together and have a contradictory sense? I think I know this one. The answer is oxymoron. Right, another good one here. In the fantasy novel Life of Pi, what is the name of the Bengal tiger that Pi shares his lifeboat with? You can almost hear him shouting the name of the tiger in his Indian accent. Answer, of course, is Richard Parker. Richard Parker. In Britain, what title is given to the poet appointed as a paid member of the royal household? It is Poet Laureate. What is the title often given to the poem by William Wordsworth that begins, I wandered lonely as a cloud? Daffodils, dinosaurs, or dreams? Daffodils. In Greek myth, which animal has the body of a man and the head of a bull? You should get this one. That is the Minotaur. What was Uncas, son of Chingachgook the last of? What was Uncas, son of Chingachgook the last of? Last of the Mohicans. Sorry for these pronunciations. Which stage show includes the songs I Dreamed a Dream? That is Les Miserables. Two more arts and literature, you'll be pleased to know. Where on the stage should the panto villain always make an entrance? For you theatre buffs, stage left. And finally, what 18th century fountain yields around €3,000 a day for Italian charities? That's quite the collection. That is the Trevi fountain, possibly in Rome. I think I've been there. But anyway, two of my favourite categories to finish. First is science and nature. 10 incoming. What is Gadus Morhua listed as on a fish and chip shop menu? What is Gadus morhua listed as on a fish and chip shop menu? That is cod. Something you probably won't find in chip shops anymore. Right, humans have more bones in their leg, including the ankle and foot, than in their arm, including the wrist and hand. True or false? So do they have more in the leg than in their arm? It's false. Humans have 62 bones in each leg and 64 in each arm. What does SARS stand for? SARS. Severe acute respiratory syndrome or respiratory syndrome. Right, so this question may be a little bit dated, but I'm not sure if it still applies. Which of these animal species is the most endangered in the wild? African elephant, giant pandas, or a Amur leopard? The answer is the Amur leopard. Right, roughly how many megabytes are there in a gigabyte? 1 million, 100,000 or 1,000? Roughly. It is 1,000. The precise measurement is 1,024 megabytes. Apple's top secret project, known as Purple, turned out to be what product? Released in 2007. Should get this one. Probably what they're most popular for. That is iPhone. A ventricle is a type of generator that converts solar energy to electrical energy. True or false? Of course it's false. It's a hollow chamber in the heart or brain. Right, another nice one for me to try and pronounce. Which of these is not a star? We have Andromeda, Betelgeuse, or Vega. The answer is Andromeda. It's a galaxy. Right, finally, a nice easy one for you. Which natural hormone helps you fall asleep? Melatonin, insulin, or oxytocin? Of course, melatonin. And the last one here. Which part of the human body is made from the mandible and maxilla bones? Of course, it's the jaw. And finally, sports and leisure. We've just did 25 minutes, so we're doing well. Right, here we go. Which pulse is the English translation of the Arabic word hummus? Let's think about what it is made from, and you should be okay. Of course, the main ingredient, chickpeas. Right, for you cake lovers, which nuts top a Dundee cake? Which nuts top a Dundee cake? Almonds. Which of these sports did not take place in the first Olympics of the modern era in 1896? Rowing, swimming or tennis? The answer there is rowing. It says the sport was on the programme but was cancelled. I think I know this one. Which zodiac sign comes immediately before Gemini? I was wrong. The answer is Taurus. Which traditional Halloween game uses fruit to predict who will marry next? The answer is apple bobbing. And the next one, what is the Italian word for beach that is used to refer to an outdoor public swimming pool? Thankfully I knew that one. The answer is Lido. Here's an interesting one for you. I think I know the answer to this one. Who was the first foreign manager of the England men's national football team? It may have been someone we recently said goodbye to, if I'm on the right lines. Was he a Swede? Sven-Göran Eriksson. Which continent hosted the most football World Cup tournaments in the 20th century? Which continent? I've narrowed it down to two. It's either going to be South America or Europe. The answer is Europe. 9 World Cup competitions were held there in the 20th century. Here's a good one. Name all 4 competitive swimming strokes. Right, if you'd said front crawl, you would have been wrong. We have butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle. And finally, to wrap up your nightmare, here it comes. The world's oldest football stadium belongs to which club? Flamengo, Juventus, or Sheffield United? And I do know the answer to this one. The ground was built in 1855. Bramall Lane, Sheffield United. So I'm sure there's going to be some very poor scores, which I would expect with these difficult questions. But hopefully you found it somewhat relaxing. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next quiz.